Today's lab, you're going to get a chance to do vulnerability remediation for .NET Core 6.0.16. You can follow along. All you need is a Windows computer, okay? But before I get started, I want to thank our sponsor, Cybertar. They're actually responsible for supplying us with the Tenable tenant we've been using to do the vulnerability scanning and stuff like that, for this entire series that we're doing on Tenable. So please go to cybertar.ai, sign up for a free trial, check out the free services, and if you love the services, then you can upgrade to the paid service, and you might actually have me working on your company account or individual devices. However, you can buy our service for one device, or you can buy our services for thousands of devices. Doesn't matter, we cover them all. So that being the case, cybertar.ai, sign up and we fix your vulnerabilities. As you see, this is what I'm teaching on the channel. So first thing I need you to do is, once again, at your own risk, if this breaks your machine, I'm not responsible, but if you want to participate in the lab, then you can go ahead and install the 6.10.16. I'm going to copy this direct link. And I'll put it in the description of the video, and you can see it goes to .net.microsoft.com up there. Okay, so it's legitimate. Download this, install it, and once it's installed, unfortunately, I don't have the vulnerability here anymore, but I'm going to show you something how we can do this in Tenable. So let's zoom in a little bit, okay? All right, and let's see if I can put my camera back here so I can actually talk to y'all. Okay, so once I'm zoomed in, I'm going to modify my query just a little bit. So you'll see me playing around with this screen just a little bit. So I'm only looking at vulnerabilities that are active, resurfaced, and new. I'm going to look at fixed instead, because the vulnerability on my machine that I'm currently working on, it's already fixed. And we're going to say and plugin name, which is, this is the actual column right here, plugin name, okay? And we'll say contains .NET. Now, what you'll notice here, I'm going to drag this over on this big screen here. See, when I'm typing these, when I type and, see how it actually comes up and it gives you this contextual menu here. So I actually encourage people, use it in the beginning, but once you get better at this, don't worry about using it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And when I do, you're going to see this is the one that was on my machine, the .NET vulnerability. It was from January. So it's going to be one of these, okay? So I can tell you which one, because if I look here, you see the last seen date, 3/16. I worked on this. I did the video a couple of days ago, and you can see that the last seen time for this vulnerability on my machine was on 3/16. There was one that was last seen on 1/11, but that's not the one. That one was fixed 2 months ago. So by looking at the information here, and the reason I'm looking to the left is because I'm actually looking at my OBS screen as I drag this around. What this shows me is this the vulnerability that I just fixed. And I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go to the details here. And then you see right here where it says plugin output. So unfortunately, you lose the plugin output once the vulnerability gets fixed, okay? I can look at it and know it existed. But anyway, I know the details of the plugin output. So now let's go ahead and let's change back to this. So I got this up. Now, one of the things that I discovered when working on this vulnerability is we found in the registry. And we basically went into the registry, and we'll do this. Let's change to the broader view here. Okay, all right. And I'm just going to go to my search down here, and I'm just going to type regedit, regedit. Wow, I don't know what that was. regedit, reg editor. I'm going to run as an administrator, or you can right click on it and run it as administrator. And when I select yes there, I have to basically approve that I'm going to run it as administrator. Now I'm going to show you. So what I did is I started off in HKey local machine. This is from yesterday. Software, right arrow, Microsoft, right arrow, Windows, right arrow. I'm telling you what I'm pressing on the keyboard. Current version, right arrow. Uninstall. Okay, there it is, right arrow. And then I'm just going to click on uninstall, and then I did edit and I did find, and I'll type 6.0.16 for the version. You could also search for .NET too. Came up with this, so I had a .NET host there. Okay, that's been reinstalled. Okay, that's good. Also got the .NET runtime, and by the way, each of these registry keys shows uninstall string. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. If I can adjust this around a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, so I want you to see this clearly, okay? All right, so I'm going to type F3 again to tab through that. Once again, we're in the uninstall folder, but I found something interesting. And these, I've tried to uninstall .NET with this one, Wasn't successful. So I'm going to do it again, keep going. Once again, still here. And I kept searching, and then I broke out of that folder. So you see I'm not in that uninstall folder anymore. And I was able to find another registry key at another location that gave me the uninstall string for it. And so it gave me insight. So this is a lot of times when I'm writing scripts to uninstall stuff, this is how I go about finding it so that I can actually write this and do this at scale. When I say at scale, I mean I can do this to 1,000 machines through a script, you know, by using some kind of deployment tool. And this is what I'm looking for right here. C colon a computer, local machine, software, WoW 6432 node, Microsoft Windows current version uninstall. And then down here, there's this uninstall string right here. Okay. And what this did is this gave me, this kind of came off the screen. Let's see if I can push it over. This gave me the uninstall script, how to quietly uninstall this software, .NET Core 6016. And it also gave me just a regular uninstall here. It also gave me the modify path right there. So that was really, really helpful. So once I got that, I actually took this command. I'm going to copy this out. Now, I could run this through Sentinel-1 using a remote terminal or remote shell, whatever you call it. Whatever you prefer to call it. I think it's remote shell is what Sentinel-1 refers to it as. But I can also run this on my machine locally. So I wanted this tutorial to be something that you all could participate in. Okay, so I'm in PowerShell. And so I have this command, and it will probably run just like this. So let me see if I can copy the quiet uninstall. Okay, I'm going to go back to PowerShell. I should be able to paste that. Okay, I could run a command just like this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually format this in PowerShell so that we can actually do a little bit of both. Because we're in PowerShell, I'm always encouraging people to learn PowerShell. Forgive me for the coughing. At the end of COVID, thank God. Okay, so I'm going to paste this command here. All right, there you go. You can see it. And now I'm going to show you how to format this. So I'm going to do a start process. And I'm going to put the file path, which is this right here, next. So start process means you want to start a process, is literal. And then you want to tell it the process you want to start right there. And then I want to tell it the argument list. These are the additional commands at the end, which is basically I wanted to uninstall and I wanted to do it quietly. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to drag this over so you can see it. It'll wrap to the next line. Put that in double quotes, just like that. All right, and so you can see it wrap. Let's see if I can readjust this and make this smaller. All right, so this is all one line. So start process, and then I'll put the name or the file path to the process, and then argument, argument, and then you put the actual arguments you want to pass to it. Now, the thing is, when I look at the registry, let's confirm this actually exists first. So I'm going to open Explorer. I'm going to paste this file path in Explorer, and I'll show you this. Okay, so all I did was kind of clicked up here, and I have a little trouble. I'm trying to get this down and adjust it so you can see it. So I click here, and I pasted it right there. I click there, and lo and behold, there's the actual executable. So that confirms it. So now that I know this file actually exists, and if I call this file, pass a /uninstall and /quiet command to it, then it should silently uninstall itself. Okay, I hope y'all are still with me. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to run the command now, but I'm going to run the PowerShell version of it. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And you'll see me looking back and forth because I'm trying to make sure that this is on the screen since I'm zoomed in. All right. Okay, so there's the command. I'm going to run it uninstall. Start process is not. Okay. Oh, let me see. I think I'm actually in. Okay, that's the thing. In the previous tutorial, I actually went into a command prompt from PowerShell. I'll do an exit. Okay, and you notice that it says PS for the prompt now. So that tells me I'm back in PowerShell, okay? So now that I'm back in PowerShell, I'm going to CLS to clear this. I'm going to put this up so you can see it. So I want to see if I can get all three. So this registry key, we also got the actual file here, and then I'm going to put PowerShell on top of it. I'm going to run the command again right there. That looks good. And if this is successful, we should see this disappear. All right, I see my mouse doing something. Look at that, the files are gone. We just uninstalled it. And so if I go back to the registry key, remember this is where it showed me the uninstall path. I'm going to click view and refresh. And notice how it moved? That registry key is gone. All I did was click view and refresh. And it jumped to the next registry key because that one doesn't exist. So now what I have is I've actually developed a command. I know the syntax. And so I can actually use this to look at other .NET Core versions that may need to be uninstalled remotely. And I could potentially use the same method to uninstall the rest of them. So I hope this was like really helpful. Like I'm trying to give you real vulnerability like management and not just the methodology, but I'm trying to give you the actual techniques to be like an engineer or somebody who's an expert and they're able to evaluate vulnerabilities and then go through the process of remediating them. So please drop likes and comments on this video. Let me know what you're thinking. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let me know some other things that you may be interested in because I may be able to work them into this series or future series. Thanks for watching.